in person. Well, not in person because we're in our houses, but this is OmniBros Live. I'm Omnidog. Happy to be here in front of a lovely audience of, I don't know, 6 or 7, however many we've got. Happy to be here with my fabulous co-hosts. Right here is from Comic Sky 101, the fabulous Lou. How you doing, Lou?
Hey, Jess. How's it going, man?
Good, dude. And right below us in the Alice, the superfluous maid spot in the Brady Bunch is the uncanny Omar. Omar, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How's everybody doing today?
Really good.
I think you got to let Gabe in manually.
I didn't even see him there. Sorry, Gabe.
Racist.
I knew it was going to be something. You're racist.
What's going on? Yeah, it's weird. It's mirrored.
Yeah.
And the extreme Gabe from Gabe Infinity Watch.
What's up, everybody? I'm tired as fuck.
I can't believe you made it. That's awesome. Good for you. What a trooper.
Yeah, straight from San Diego Comic-Con.
I'm here for you guys because I love you guys.
So, seriously, do you think I could handle San Diego Comic-Con?
No.
Really, no?
I've seen him handle Baltimore Comic-Con. After six espresso shots, he was done after 2 hours. He's like, I can't do it, Omar. We gotta go.
I mean, there's no avoiding just like the herd of people. Like before the show, and I don't know if anybody's looking at our Instagram or my Instagram, but even after the show, like when you spill over into the Gaslamp district, it's still just shoulder to shoulder with people.
It's not like it was back in the 70s, Jess, where you were there were two of you guys waiting for John Byrne to sign a book, or
we were at the Hacienda Hotel or someplace, and all it was floppies in boxes.
Nice. Those were the days.
Yeah, right. That's when I was telling the guys yesterday. That's when I was like, I'm not interested in picking up Amazing Spider-Man 1 for $10. I would rather have Brainiac spills acid on the Clark Kent robots for 50 cents, please.
You're still like that. You're still like that.
Yeah, right.
Except now you're pouring root beer on comic books.
Right. Yeah, I'm like, I am not interested in the Fantastic Four. I would much rather have some type of Star-Spangled Comic or something.
Star-Spangled Comic.
I need more Lois Lane #1.
Yeah, exactly. Lois Lane. Do you have any Lois Lane or Jimmy Olsen, please? I'm not interested in that Fantastic Four #50. No, thank you.
This is the reason. Where's Carmine Infantino art on Flash with the big head?
He still sounds like that. When we talk about our favorite artists.
Well, that is true.
He brings up all these dead guys.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with dead guys. I'm just
with that Ouija board. That's how he brings them up.
If you want to enjoy dead guy art, a lot of it is represented in collected editions that you can get at InStockTrades.com, the fabulous purveyor of collected editions located where? Memphis? I think so. Anyway.
Is that part of your thing? Like you're going to give their address away?
No, I don't know.
This is what happens when you improv.
Yeah, I improved and it went horribly wrong. So I'll start over. InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. Every quarter, there's an Omnibroslive discount code. If you're smart and you order $50 or more in an order, you get free shipping on that order. Fabulous in the United States. Fabulous packaging, fabulous customer service. That's InStockTrades.com. And if I'm still awake at the end, somebody asked me to do a punk rock version of that, and I may consider it. But I may not.
Wow, way to be way non-committal to that, Jess.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really sound like that good of an idea. So I'm not sure that I'm going to do it.
Well done.
Thank you.
So what the fuck is up with all this Darkheart talk all of a sudden?
Darkhawk.
Yeah,
Darkhawk?
Crap Hawk.
He was announced to be the flagship title of the Marvel Universe in 2020. He's getting a trilogy of movies in 2021, and for the first time ever in MCU history, they're all coming out in 2021. Jess is a hater. He needs something to hate that I love, so he chose Darkhawk.
I've got it right here for when we get to the reads portion. It's War of Kings. And I came to a screeching halt when I got to the Darkhawk part of it. And I thought, this is awful. This Darkhawkiness made me want to stop reading it. And I enjoyed it up until this point.
It's two issues. It's 2 issues.
No, it's way more than that.
Well, yes, he plays a role, but I think his miniseries is only 2 issues.
No. There's like Talon and Razor and all these other guys, and he's losing his temper over whether or not his cherry pie has the right kind of crust on it, and it's really crazy. It's just and he's always arguing with his girlfriend.
Yeah, he has real problems. He has real problems, dude.
To be fair, Gio and I had the same thing where we just stopped dead with that book right when we got to
Darkhawk. There's a lot worse stuff in that omnibus.
No,
we hit a.
This was a good omnibus. There was lots of good stuff in it.
Pour root beer on that thing right now. No, I like Word of the Kings. I like Word of the Kings. I just didn't appreciate the way it was mapped. It could have been mapped a lot better.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I'm not going to argue with that.
And I think that was your problem. Like, the Darkhawk stuff was all...
in the book.
Shut up. It was all put together.
The was Darkhawk in general.
Like,
wow.
Where were you in the 90s when everybody else was hating on Darkhawk, except for, like, people like me and Gabe? Like, Darkhawk by Mike Manley was the shit. Like, he fought Venom. He fought, like, Portal and Talon and all these other shitty characters from back in the 90s. Oh,
dude, it was him and Sleepwalker, bro. Sleepwalker was Sandman done right.
I don't agree with that at all. but I like Sleepwalker. You remember Terror and Incorporated?
Terror Inc.
Yeah,
I remember Terror Inc.
So a lot of shitty comics from the 90s. They're gonna come back. They're gonna be in your favorite movies, and then everybody's gonna go get Darkhawk #1.
I don't have a problem with Darkhawk from the 90s. I have a problem with him in this book. It was awful.
Had you not read? Like, he was part of the Avengers. Let me see. He was part of the Avengers Arena, and I know you read that book, Avengers Underground, and then he was also part of the Duggan part of Guardians of the Galaxy. And you read that.
He didn't stink up the joint in those.
I think they played the Darkhawk, the Talons, like, they played a big role in that.
Wasn't he also part of Avengers Arena?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Underground.
It was just the brick wall that he laid in front of me in War of Kings. It was just extremely dull, repetitive, and whiny.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. And we had a hate fest on him on Thursday.
You haters.
Yes. We were haters.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what you guys want to do? Hauls really quick. I got a big haul from my buddy Kyle, and then we talk about reads or whatever y'all want.
Go for it. I'm here for nothing.
You didn't get anything at San Diego? I know you got me something.
Oh shit.
What does that mean? Oh shit! I got you more surprises, or oh shit! I left that with the stripper. That's my tip. Here's some Scotty Young pins, bitches.
The strippers in San Diego are terrible. They're compared to Vegas. It's like no fly zone lap dances.
Don't do that. But
yeah, exactly.
I can just see you.
That's
Here's some Scotty Young limited edition pins. That's
take
worth
a 30-minute Uber drive to Tijuana and go see a donkey show instead.
All right. So speaking of that, I got some books from Kyle. I haven't read it. Did you guys? I didn't know about this book, by the way. This is Empire Uprising.
That's a great book.
So you've read this? I didn't know it had a sequel.
I had Wade sign it last year at Baltimore.
Okay, so I was a big fan of the original Empire, so I didn't know he got a sequel ever. That's
Yeah.
really cool. And it takes place a year after the original series.
Yep.
Empire is one of those series I don't really hear a lot of people talk about, so I'm really excited that I got a sequel, and it's from IDW. I guess Wade and
Kitson.
DC parted ways.
Oh,
Satellite Falling. I haven't read any of these, by the way. The last fall.
wait a minute. Let me highlight you so you can.
Oh yes, please.
There we go.
There we go. Satellite Falling. This looks interesting. And the last fall, I just literally he's been sending me some stuff for the last couple of weeks, and I haven't given him a proper shout out. 5 Days to Die. This is an older book. I think I remember seeing this one before. I just never got around to reading it. Let's see. There's Onyx and The Last Siege. Have you read any? Some of these remind me of you, Jess, or Luis. You guys are big into. I thought of you when I saw this, Jess. The Dave book.
Oh, I have read Dave.
Yeah. What'd you think about it? See, this is weird. This new setup we have.
I like Dave.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably trash. That's going to the bottom of the pile. Yeah, that's not getting read. I've never heard of this Donny Cates book.
Oh, I just ordered that. It's good.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait, you
I
read
got
it or
from ISP?
did you read it or did you just order it?
I ordered it, so it's good.
Wow, how much
I don't
painkillers
think
were you
that's-
on when you ordered that?
That's
then?
not the way it works. Okay. And the Mystery Society.
I read Mystery Society.
You also
I
ordered Deadpool by Daniel Way Omnibus Volume 2. Need I remind
Just
you of
order
that?
that because it's good because there's no Dark Hawk in it apparently.
Yeah. Imaginary Drugs, which also reminds me of Jess. Now this is something that Gabe and I can really enjoy. This has G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, Ghostbusters, and the X-Files. It's a crossover. And it's all in here. My wife started reading it and she was like, oh my God, they're quoting lines from the Transformers movie. That's awesome. Now I'm like, oh my God, I married someone like you. That's awesome. So yeah, the Transformers are in here, and they take lines from the movie, but it's different characters saying the lines, and it's a crossover event that happened. Let's see. Then I just got a couple more. This here, Brilliant Trash, also reminds me of Jess, and The Few. Looks like a smart comic. Does not remind me of Jess at all. And yes, dude, did you read? You read Coda, right?
I did. I love Coda. I haven't read Volume 2 yet.
Okay, so half the cast is dead by the end of Volume 2.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just kidding. I haven't read Volume 2 yet, but I really liked Volume 1. And so this is Volume 2. And then I got this Paul Pope Escapo.
Oh, yeah. I have that. That's a good book.
You dug this?
It's an odd book. It's an odd book.
Odd.
Pretty odd.
Odd like what? Like Nameless odd, where it's hard to read because of the dialogue?
Yeah, not quite that odd.
That's it. If you want to take it off me, go to you guys and talk about what you all hauled or whatever. What makes it odd?
I would say the presentation of his ideas are in a bit of a twisted way. Well, he's sort of out there anyway, but this one is even more so out there.
Okay.
I found it a little hard to understand.
Okay, I was going to use everything you just said for my review, but I don't think I can do that because that wasn't very well stated. So I'll just do what you do and go on Wikipedia.
Oh, fuck you.
Or listen to 11 o'clock comics. I got only 30 minutes to bust your balls, man. Now I got 16 minutes left, so gotta get it out now. Gotta get it out now. That's all I got, guys. What else? What did you all get? Gabe, you didn't haul anything, like no exclusives, nothing? You just got things for like me and Jess? Really? What a guy. Apparently he said, shit.
I don't know. What I get? I got... Well, my major thing I got...
You got some things signed, which is really cool.
Yeah, I got my Fantastic Four Omnis signed by Jonathan Hickman, which was super cool. I got to hang out with him for a while. We chit-chatted for a bit. Got some Ninja Turtle comics signed. These are like the first appearance of that new female turtle.
Oh, hey, hook us up with the full screen there. I want to see that.
You want to see that? Let's see if we get the full screen.
So that's the Eastman cover, I assume.
No, this is the Dave Wachter cover
Oh,
Ooh.
never mind.
for 90. This is 93.
It's crazy that book just blew up out of nowhere. I don't think anybody was expecting it to be anything special, huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, that's kind of that's what I like about comics is when it's that where kind of how like The Walking Dead happened, where nobody knew it was going to happen. It wasn't online. There wasn't this already preamble hype machine happening before anything. That's the fun stuff I like about reading comics and collecting comics is, you know, I buy the series because I like it, and all of a sudden one or two issues explode in price. So that's really cool. And then there's this one, which is the super cool RI Artist Edition cover for issue 51, which is the first appearance of Janika, I think her name is pronounced, who is the woman that gets turned into a Ninja Turtle. And this is like the super like
what spoilers? I'm
really
reading
hard
them.
to find cover.
I'm reading them in collected editions. So that hasn't happened. I'm just
Oh
kidding.
well, so a girl turns into a Ninja Turtle. Everybody's good with that.
Actually,
so I got these.
Everybody
signs.
spoiled that already, but yes.
I got a couple of these exclusive. This thing is backwards, so I'm being weird. Sorry.
Yeah, you got two of those, huh?
Yeah, it's Spawn 299 exclusives from Image.
Mm-hmm.
These are already sold and gone, so I got to mail those out tomorrow. I got Omar. I got your pins. That's on the truck with my luggage coming back. I checked in for Jess's toys. And I'd probably be denied about 20 to 30 messages from people wanting me to buy omnibuses. Not really. It wasn't 20 or 30. It was a couple, but still.
It's
outside of that, a lot of my money went to food and alcohol. While I was down there.
Yeah, it sounded like you had some alcohol-fueled interesting experiences.
A lot of the alcohol-fueled experiences were happening during the show when we were drinking at the booth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like I said, after the con, it's just, I mean, even during the con, across the street is just this packed madhouse of restaurants and clubs and bars and stuff like that. So there was a lot of that happening too. You know, that's a fun part of San Diego. There's no other show or convention out there where you get the party afterwards like that big. Usually everybody just hangs out at the hotel lobby and goes back to their room. But, you know, so this is a big event for San Diego. Jess, you would hate it. You would hate it.
Because it's all crowds and all drinking. So
it's all crowds all the time. Well, you could avoid the drinking. I mean, that's no different than probably being in Vegas or anywhere else. But
well, it's true.
If you don't want to be nuts to butts with 30,000 people,
you had him at nuts to butts.
Yeah.
Carry on, good sir. Where can I find this place?
I want that on a t-shirt.
That was the name of my bar at one time.
nuts to butts.
Yes.
There's a bar out here in Vegas called Whiskey Dicks. I go, wow, that's a terrible name for a bar.
Yeah, not cool. Well,
yeah. You might as well just call your bar like throwing up in the bathroom because that's what you're gonna be doing later.
Whiskey Dicks. Jess, what did you haul?
Let's see. I believe I'm not sure that I went over these already, but I'll go through them real quick. I have. Let me highlight myself. My favorite thing to do. Hi. Batman, Tom King, Volume 4. Feel like I told you that already, but I don't.
I think you did. That's okay.
I don't think I said this. Farmhand.
Oh yeah. Who recommended that to you?
Nick Munoz.
Motherfucker. I think both Luis and I did. Or no, maybe it was Gabe and I can't remember. It was one of the other Latinos in this group.
Yeah, you can't keep them straight either.
No, I'm just as racist as you are.
I got all 4 volumes of The Fuse, which is great. I will be telling you about Volume 1, which I read, and it's really good. I love it a lot. I got the monster version of Monstrous, which is great.
Oh,
yep. Book.
I think you showed that already because I made fun of that cover, even though I love it. So that was a week ago. Did you show it off twice?
DCBS? Okay, here's one I know I haven't shown off because I got these 2 in stock just this week. Bad Weekend. This
Right.
is great. I read this. I'll have this for my reads.
Was it better than the first one? Than the what is it called? The
My Heroes Are Junkies.
yeah, that one was solid.
It's just as good, but in a totally different way. Omar, you would love this book. It's all about the comics industry, and it name drops all these famous comics writers and artists and Stan Lee and all these famous guys. I'll tell you all about it when I talk about my reads.
Cool.
It's really thin. It is so great. I loved it, and it was one of my reads. And then I got a humanoids book that was recommended to me, Crusades.
Yeah, that must be the reprint.
Reprint?
Oh no. Yeah, I've got the big edition one.
Bigger than this? It's
Yeah,
bigger than my head.
It's a lot bigger than that, Jess. But you know what? Size doesn't matter. You know, it's not about that.
I heard
About
size did matter.
It's about what's on the inside that counts, Jess.
I heard that's not true.
My wife is screaming, yes, it does. So
It's got really, really cool art.
yes, it's got gorgeous artwork.
Okay. So that's what I hauled. Yeah, I get a little bit mixed up on some of the stuff that I haul. So there you go. That's what I hauled.
Okay, cool. So let me see. What time is it? 8:21. What did you guys read? All I've been reading this week, I've read Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars they do for my show tomorrow, and then
You're having Maddie read that?
yeah, the original Secret Wars, man. The first comic book event. It's not as bad as Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh my god, poor girl.
This is you picked the worst stuff for them to read.
You really do. God.
Guys, the damn show is called Old Reader, New Reader. It's not, hey, let's read something fun. It's another show.
I'm pretty sure I know why Amanda left the show now. You picked out the
You-
worst book.
You motherfucker.
He's that dick girl, man.
That book is great. I'm not making her read Secret Wars 2 yet.
What's
Just
next?
Secret Wars 1.
Contest of Champions? Jesus.
You guys, those books are phenomenal compared to some of the other shit I've read.
Oh my God! Why don't you let him read Daredevil
Aren't
by
you supposed to,
Wade or Fatale or
Aren't you
something
supposed to make
fun?
them read stuff that makes them like comic books, not what makes
Yes,
them hate comic
we've
books?
we've done plenty of those, but in order to appreciate good stories, you have to go through the bad ones. That's why my daughters and I have to go through every single episode of Dragon Ball Z.
That's why we're going to read Starman, so we can appreciate the good stuff.
Yes, my wife hates Starman.
What do you do?
Give her the headphones and get out of the show, Omar.
Why? What? Like that? We almost got divorced over the fact that she doesn't like Starman.
God, seriously?
Starman is boring.
She what?
It's
Nobody
boring.
says that. Starman is phenomenal.
I fell asleep twice trying to read the first volume of that. Twice.
That is ridiculous.
Ooh, did you like Starman, Jess?
I loved it. I read it in
Thank you.
floppies when
Thank
it came
you.
out. It's
That's right.
awesome.
It is awesome.
It speaks to me. The guy's a collector. I loved it.
See, that's why Jess and I are spirit animals, except for the bad shit he likes.
Except for what?
Except for all the bad shit he likes.
I don't like any bad shit. You're the
All right,
one.
then Omnibus 2. Daniel Way.
I never read it. I sold it before I even cracked the seal.
At least Jess doesn't force people to read that shit.
I don't force anybody to read anything they don't want to, except my kids. They have to read Transformers or they're out of the house. They know the rules.
Read Secret Wars or I'm kicking you off the show. Sorry, Amanda.
And it's just gonna be Old Reader.
This is
So
gonna be-
I reread this for the 10th time, and it's fucking great. Let me tell you about it in an hour. Okay, so I have to jump off soon. I do want to tell a story that I didn't get to tell, and it involves Jess. And this is the story. This is the story of how we got Wolverine Omnibus reprinted. Okay, I didn't get to share it on my channel. I was going to share it, but by the time I did a video, because we were at the lake, news had already broke out. So the way this happened was,
we're going to the lake.
yeah, no, take a little fucking break. Well, David was upset that the fucking catalog went live. He was like, it wasn't supposed to go live until this week, and I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. That means these guys check this shit every day, dude. They don't sleep. And anybody that has ever gone through that catalog knows the hell it is to try to find anything.
It's
right?
annoying.
It's the fucking worst. I think I would rather look through things through DOS. Yeah. So
I would rather read Secret Wars.
Thank you.
I don't know how Brooks does it, man. That dude,
that man is a godsend. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
So the way that it got started, I had a phone call with Marvel, set up about, I guess it was about 2 months ago or so, right, Jess? And I was talking to Jess right before it happened, and I was like, man, I hinted, I showed them a list of books, and right off the bat, David got back to me, and he's like, these are for sure. Thank you for pointing these out. These for sure are the ones we're going to work on. And, Uncanny X-Force was on there. Astonishing X-Men was on there. A couple of others I can't name, but if you watch my channel, I love to drop little hints, especially about like the X-Men box set. I even mentioned the X-Men box set on this channel too, on OmniBros. So what happened was that I got a phone call, and as I'm talking to David, I'm like, oh, damn it, Jess, I haven't asked for anything selfish. Like I haven't asked for New Warriors Volume 2, knowing damn well it's not going to sell. And Jess was like, ask him why Wolverine, the best character at Marvel or something like that, only has like 4 or 5 omnibuses, and why his omnibus is out of print. And I'm like, damn it, Jess, I can answer that question because it didn't sell well. But that's a good question. I bet if they reprinted now, it would sell a lot more than it did 10 years ago. Different market, right? You got more people collecting omnibuses nowadays and than you did back then. Because I don't know if y'all remember 10 years ago, like Incredible Hulk I saw Incredible Hulk like 4 or 5 times at a convention going for $30. It was liquidated insanely because nobody was buying it. And that's why they never made a volume 2. Wolverine, same thing. The only reason I got mine was because of the Amazon glitch. So I got mine for like $8.64. Now, things are a lot different, right? People that are trying to get into these characters want a volume 1. Same reason they still want a lot of people are asking for reprints of the classic Silver Age stuff too. Well, the Hickman stuff, yes, which is interesting. That's another conversation. So I get on the phone with him and I start talking about Wolverine, and sure enough, he tells me, well, man, that didn't really sell that well back then. And I'm like, yeah, but now it's different, right? Like that was 10 years ago. Now a lot more people are buying omnibuses. I was like, I bet if you reprint it, it will sell well. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. He was like, you think so? And I'm like, yeah, I know it will. So I called Jess and I'm like, okay, asshole. I got the Wolverine omnibus reprinted, I think. He's thinking about it. So as I'm talking to Jess, David emails me going, hey, you're never going to believe this. Somebody just walked in my office asking me if I want to put any last minute omnibus reprints into the next catalog. And I said, and I wrote him back, I'm like, what'd you say? And he was like, I said Wolverine. I'm not a damn idiot. And I'm like, my man. And he's like, all right. So we got a little side bet going as to Wolverine selling or not. So
what's the details of the bet? Like, what's the gauge? Like, is it, what's the determination on it selling well or not?
See, crap. He knows what I want. He knows I want what most of us want. What's up, Gio?
I didn't see you there. Sorry, Gio.
He's been asking to come in for the last hour. Actually, he was
I know how that is. I've been
wow, and you boot him off. What an asshole!
I didn't do that.
But anyway,
did you boot him off?
No, he knows the reason why I want, because we want a Wolverine omnibus too. If it sells well enough, they've already got it mapped out. So it depends on how well the sales go. So that's the story of how Jess helped me get Wolverine reprinted. So if it doesn't sell, damn it, I'm gonna.
Well, I just thought it was odd that the Wolverine's the most popular Marvel character, and like every single omnibus is out of print almost, except for Wolverine Goes to Hell, and every other Omni is out of print.
No,
And so
you're right.
that's what that was my point. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's the story. There's more books being reprinted, but I can't speak of those yet.
We need new books. Fuck reprints.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing, right? Like some of these reprints take place of new books, and some people are upset. But I'm happy for the people that didn't get them.
No, it's great now that people get the chance to get it. But I'm in the same boat as Peter, probably or David there.
What's that?
That I don't think it's gonna. I don't think these reprints of these big whale type books are really gonna sell any better than they did previously.
Well, I mean, if they sold as much as they did before, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, Uncanny X-Force didn't stick around for more than a year. But that's also a time when more and more people were getting into Omnis. That came around the time when the same thing with the Jonathan Hickman omnibuses. The reason they sold out was because there were more people starting to get into omnibuses, and they printed more. So I don't know. I think those are solid reprints. I mean, they really could go back and reprint Secret Wars.
No,
but that's not one that I suggested. But they did the box set, so people keep asking like, when is the Infinity Gauntlet gonna be reprinted? And I'm like, it's gonna be a while. I mean, I don't speak for Marvel, but they had the Infinity Gauntlet box set, and then this year they had the Infinity Omnibus, which had Infinity Gauntlet and then Jonathan Hickman's Infinity. So maybe a couple of years before that gets reprinted, or maybe we'll get it when Infinity Crusade gets an omnibus, which would be dope. Regardless, all you need to know about this episode is that you need to go and buy Wolverine omnibus. You need to tell your brothers, sisters, your whole family is getting one for Christmas.
Do you know what the mapping is for Volume 2? Can you say?
I know what my mapping would be.
Okay, what would your mapping be?
I would just get the what's it called? These.
What, the Mark Miller omnibus?
No. They've already done the mapping for us, really. Seriously, if you get the epics.
Oh, the epics, yeah, okay.
Yeah. All they would have to throw in is like Havoc and Wolverine.
The meltdown stuff that they just put out?
Yep, in one of these. I would end it right before the Mark Silvestri and Larry Hama. So it would be a tough omnibus to sell though, because you don't have the big names of Larry Hama and Mark Silvestri. You would have to put Jim Lee, that cover of 25 or the 24, the one that they used for the NES cartridge. You'd have to use that as the cover, right? The Jim Lee classic cover of Wolverine jumping. But then in there, you've got Joe Duffy, you've got John Byrne. I don't think they would have to put something else in.
They need to skip all that and get right to the no metal bones Wolverine with no nose.
What the hell is wrong with you? Do you want sales or do you want them to go bankrupt?
That would sell. That would immediately sell.
Okay, who the hell? Larry Hama wouldn't even buy that. He'd be like, "Yeah,
that doesn't matter."
I was on a lot of drugs. I was on a lot of drugs when I wrote that shit. I don't need to be reminded of that. But I would buy it. And on that note, I'm gonna get off here. Y'all be good. It was good to see you all for a few minutes. I'll be on next week for the whole thing. But this week I gotta get out early. So Gio, take my spot, man. You're in. You all have a good night.
All right, Omar. Good to talk to you.
Night, everybody.
And you have a good time with Maddie and getting her to read something like I don't know.
What?
Shitty, like Secret Wars?
Secret Wars.
Like Kelly Sue DeConnick's Captain Marvel? What are we talking about here?
Widening Gyre next week.
That book is brilliant. All right, bye, you all.
What a thing to leave on. Okay. Gio, did you haul anything? Or okay, so we can go into the reading portion.
Yep.
we do have a couple of interesting things that are being previewed this week, but we can go into the reading portion of our show. I'll start with Bad Weekend because I loved it so much. This is a guy, he's not washed up, but he's a bitter old cartoonist that works in the comic industry. This is by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. It's backup features in the current Criminal magazine. And he is a drunk, embittered old guy that's been ripped off. You've heard the story before, but Brubaker's not afraid. He's made up this guy's name, Hal Crane, but he's not afraid to drop in a bunch of old real life creators, Stan Lee, Wally Wood, people like that. And it really adds an air of authenticity to it. And he's getting an award at this big comic book convention, Lifetime Achievement Award, and he's notoriously a flake. So they ask one of his former assistants to do it, to shepherd him around and make sure that he makes it to the show to achieve. To accept this achievement award. They run into all kinds of oddballs and people that he's made enemies of over the years, which is pretty much everybody. He's got 3 ex-wives. He's made enemies of everybody, all of his assistants, constantly drinking, constantly smoking. It is really, really good. He is quite a character. He's on a constant search for these mystery pages of his artwork that are missing. He's constantly looking for them, even breaking into somebody's house to try and find them. I won't go any further than that, other than it's a great history lesson. Everybody here would get a huge kick out of it because you'd recognize all the names that are being dropped in this. And it's a great history kind of lesson about the way things can go sour, the way cartoonists and writers get taken advantage of. Plus, if you think it's just a book about cartoonists and stuff, great ending that I never saw coming. Great ending. Loved it. I absolutely loved it. Let's see. Let me get to 2 books that I finished, and then I'll just tell you what I'm in the middle of reading. The Fuse, which I really like. The Fuse, let me see if I can get a picture of what the Fuse looks like. It's a space satellite up above Earth that is an energy platform, and it's considered not the greatest place to live, definitely not the best place to be a policeman. A guy volunteers from Germany to go up to patrol up there, and he is immediately met as soon as he steps off the transport with a dead homeless guy, and his partner is right there taking care of the homeless guy, so they get off to a rocky start. Deals with a lot of different kind of technology, different kinds of people that populate it. It's a police procedural up in space. It deals with all kinds of conspiracy and political weirdness, and I loved this book. I got the other 3, as you saw in my haul, because I like this so much. I thought it was really well done, and I am really looking forward to the other 3 books in this. So it takes place in space, and there's lots of twists and turns, and the artwork is good. And I found that this thing kept me guessing, but it's still rooted in your basic police procedural, and I found it to be really boss. And so I'm looking forward to reading the other 3 books. And then the other book I read I probably don't even need to talk about it that much. It's really popular. Black Magic by Greg Rucka. You've got Rowan Black, who is a cop in Portsmouth, but she's also a witch. And she comes from a family of witches. And witchcraft is very much part of this deal, along with her job as a police officer. And somebody's after her. Somebody in the occult field is after her. There's also a group known as the Hammer that generally likes to kill witches, but it turns out they're not the ones. They're also being targeted by whoever these groups are. Great art by Nicola Scott. My only regret is that it ends on, of course, a cliffhanger. And I mean, Nicola Scott is just such a great artist, and Greg Rucka is a great writer. And this is a super good book. I loved this book, and I couldn't get enough of it. And I may just go ahead and read the singles online because I don't know that I can wait for another big, thick, chunky book like this. But it takes all kinds of twists and turns and lots of occult stuff, which I love. And Greg Rucka is great. Nicola Scott is awesome. And this book rocks.
Is it all black and white like that?
It is, except for there are. It's not black and white. It's like grayish and white, but it's really great art. Oh, Gabe, come on. And then I will just go over 3 books that I'm in the middle of. I'm in the middle of the Green Lantern book by Grant Morrison. I'm right at the part where it looks like he's getting ready to arrest God.
Yeah, he confronts Jesus or
It looks like he's getting ready to arrest God. So I can't read it tonight because, Gio, you'll be interested in this. Tomorrow's review show with Tyler Blunt features Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 1. And I only have about 1/8 of it left. And I'm extremely happy to tell you that I love this book. It's great.
Awesome, man.
And there's the roadblock known as War of Kings. Now I'm into the Nova part, which is not as bad as the Darkhawk part, but Jiminy
Is it as
Cricket.
bad as the Vulcan stuff from earlier?
No. But I want to get to some more Guardians of the Galaxy, and I wish there was more X-Men stuff, and I'd like to get to some more Inhuman stuff. So I'm hoping there's a lot more Inhuman stuff coming up, because this needs to be done by Wednesday when I do a review with Fariha. And I may just skip to the last issue and read it from there.
I'm excited to see what your complete review for Ninja Turtles is, because that's a good book.
Yeah,
you've been oblivious to it forever.
Totally oblivious. I know nothing about it, and Tyler and I are going to review it tomorrow on my channel, and then Fariha and I are going to review War of Kings on my channel Wednesday. So yeah, no, I went in completely blind. Gio convinced me to pick up the first book, and it's really fun. I really like it.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, big score.
It's a geomendation.
Geomendation. Weekend Geek Recommendation.
It sounds more legal than it should be.
All right, I read nothing. I've been gone all week, so if anybody else is up,
yeah, I've been dealing with some stuff, so I haven't read anything. Sorry.
I guess that's me. Okay. Well, as finally caught back up with Saga. So I'm up to issue 54 right now, and I feel like I got kicked in the balls because Jesus, that was emotional. I knew something big was going to happen because it's unavoidable if you're so far behind that people are always talking about it online. That 54 is like a real big gut punch. It's really emotional, and even though I saw it coming for about a few issues, it still hit like a train. It's very, very good. That book picks up in quality a lot. Where I ended up dropping it around somewhere in the 30s, because it just kind of got bored with it, but I powered through the rest of it, and man, yeah, no, it leaves you on a tremendous cliffhanger that really wants you a lot more. And the will is a motherfucker. He is horrible, and he just gets worse as the story goes on, justifiably so in certain ways. But
did you catch up with the singles, or did you catch up with the 3 hardcovers?
Singles.
Is 54 in the last hardcover?
Yes. Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, okay.
The third one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 54 is going to be in the third one. They've been on a hiatus for about a year, and they're coming. The rumor is that they're coming back sometime this year, sometime in the fall. And man, it must have sucked leaving that. It's not leaving where it left off for a solid year. It must really suck for a lot of people that were reading this as it went along. But I'm kind of glad I waited this long. It's great. No, it's really good. And Vaughn does what he does. Where Vaughn, he gives you really great characters, really interesting characters, and he eventually ends up doing horrible stuff to them. And man, I needed a hug after I finished it. Really, and it really. The arc that really got me wasn't even the arc, the final arc. It was the arc previous to it. Because, so have you guys read, how far are you guys caught up with it?
For
I
me,
haven't
I'm
read
only on like the first hardcover.
Yeah, I haven't read the third. Yeah, I haven't read the third hardcover yet either.
Okay, so I'm not going to say what it is, but there's something that happens in the arc prior to it that affected me very, very personally. And it was very difficult for me to read through it. But the way Vaughn and company handle it, I was like, bravo. Yes, bravo. You nailed. One of them must have gone through this in the past because they absolutely 100% nailed what those emotions are and what they went through in that arc before, because it was fantastic. And I'll leave it at that. I've also been reading, thanks to Gio, I started Dr. Stone, and that's really fun. That is a really fun read, Gio. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Stone is a manga, and so Gabe and Jess, you could tune out for this part. Dr. Stone is a manga, and in the manga, basically what ends up happening is that you've got these two guys who they're really one of them is super intelligent, the other one's kind of musclehead. And the entire world one day gets turned into stone. And then thousands and thousands and thousands of years pass by, and these two guys, they finally are able to break out of their stone shell.
Oh, so they're gargoyles.
Yeah, it's kind of like gargoyles. Only because thousands of years have passed by, they are in charge of restarting civilization. And it's really intelligently written. Like, they have a lot of science in it. It's a shonen book, but it's not like your stereotypical shonen book. And the art in it is actually really good. So I've only read the first few chapters of it, but so far I'm hooked, and it's very, very good. Thank you for that, Gio.
Yeah, it gets a lot better real soon, so don't worry.
Oh, I'm already hooked. It's got a great premise that right from the get-go, it gets you invested. Give me a second. I gotta pull up my tablet. It's not all the stuff that I've been reading. I'll be able to tell you what else. Right. So I also read the new issue of Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk continues to be the best thing that Marvel's putting out. This was the issue. It wasn't bad, but after last month's holy shit, like revelation, when you get to that final page, I was expecting kind of a payoff on that, and they really don't focus on that. They take it in another direction. which is fine. It's not a bad issue by any means because Immortal Hulk continues to be, for me, one of the best things that's being published right now. And the new Abomination is terrifying. The new Silver Surfer Black was great. If you guys aren't up on that, you definitely need to catch up with Silver Surfer Black. Again, Donny Cates doing what he does best. And Gabe, are you reading singles for Silver Surfer Black?
I read the first issue. Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't read the second one.
No.
Okay.
When did the second one come out? Like this week?
This week. Yeah.
Okay, I've been gone. I've been off the planet for like it feels like I've been off the planet all week.
Yeah.
I come back. Silver Surfer 2 is out. Everybody hates Darkhawk. Batman Beyond is becoming a thing again. Like I don't know what happened. It's like I broke up out of stone and got to restart society over again.
The other thing that I read was Collapser, issue 1. That came out under the Young Animal imprint. That's Gerard Way's pop-up imprint at DC Comics. It's written by Mikey Way, his brother, centering around kind of like this loser guy who he wakes up one day and he discovers that he basically has the power of a black hole in his chest, and it goes places from there that I don't want to reveal anything, but it's okay. It's a solid first issue and color me intrigued, so I'm gonna keep up with that series. It's pretty good, along with the other 30 or 40 other things that I'm currently reading right now.
Jesus.
Right on, man. Okay, so are we ready to do previews?
Yes.
All right, I'm ready. Let me see, because I don't know how this screen sharing works on here. They got screen share. Don't show these tips again. You're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's watching me do nothing.
Sure.
And all right, do you guys see previews?
Whoops.
Not yet.
Wait, why am I Extreme Gabe? I've got two of you. Where'd Geo go?
Bear with
I'm
us.
here.
Oh, all right, wait.
Something. Oh, there we go. That's nice.
There.
We got it?
Yep.
Oh,
All right, let's do this.
How about
I like
that?
it.
I figured
like
that
it.
out.
All right, so here, let's take a look at this week's releases. This is everything coming out July 24th. Our excellent sponsor, InStockTrades.com, will have these books up and ready for order tomorrow at noon Pacific time. That's 3 p.m. on the East Coast time. And let's start with Image, who has one whole trade paperback coming out from Self-Made. Dark Horse has, I have no idea what this Euro manga sensei is. That's probably a Omar, Gio, and Luis book.
Yep. It's a romance manga.
We also have, is that what it is? Yeah. Extraordinary Harrow County Library Edition Volume 3. That's going to be a big book this week. Mob Psycho 100.
It's another manga.
Tom Clancy's Division hardcover. We have Tomb Raider Omnibus Volume 1. And William Gibson's Alien 3 hardcover. This is based off of the original script for Alien 3. IDW is coming out with some Dick Tracy daily comic strips. We have the GoBots trade paperback volume 1. That's from Tom Scioli, who is now going to be doing a Fantastic Four grand design for Marvel. Lodger trade paperback. We got Red Panda and Moon Bear. And Sonic the Hedgehog volume 3 from IDW. That new series is pretty good. If you got kids, check out Sonic. Same with Star Wars Adventures. And I know Jess is probably going to pick up Tangled, the series. Hair-Raising Adventures trade paperback also.
Nice.
DC's got volume 5 of Batman Beyond. whatever we got this DC Universe Bronze Age omnibus by Jack Kirby. What's in here?
This is 50% off, and this is going to be awesome.
I agree. That's all the miniseries that weren't collected before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Dude, you
is
get
the
Demon
fun
1 through
stuff.
16 in here. Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is great. Okay, so you got Demon, you got OMAC, you got the old school Sandman,
Mm-hmm.
Fighting Forces, Superpowers. What else is in here? That's pretty much all I recognize.
I remember the Days of the Mob, the Spirit World, Superpowers, first issue special, DC Comics presents Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter.
I want this just for Demon, honestly.
Yeah, sure. Sandman, OMAC, Demon. This is the fun stuff to me.
Yep.
And it's 50% off.
Great price for great content.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hellblazer trade paperback volume 21 and House of Whispers trade paperback volume 1 as well.
That is also 50% off.
Ooh.
Marvel swinging in this week with Black Panther trade paperback volume 7. And then we have Conan the Barbarian. This is the original Marvel issues. Last time volume 1 sold out immediately. It shipped sold out when it came down to the DM cover. So we have the DM cover and we have a regular Dale Keown cover.
The regular cover is 50% off. The DM cover is 42% off.
And then World War Hulk trade paperback. Marvel Visionaries Roy Thomas. Miles Morales. What's in here? I like this Miles Morales stuff. It gives us no issue numbers.
I think
all right, so that's not helping. I think it's the first series because it has Sarah Pichelli on it. So
it says for middle grade readers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's before the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah. This is still in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what issue numbers are in here, but whatever. And then, so we got Punisher, Return to Big Nothing. This is some great Mike Zeck and Grant stuff here. With Dave Beatty or John Beatty on the art. Savage Sword of Conan. This is the new release from Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a DM black and white cover.
Those are both 50% off.
Thor of Realms trade paperback.
What's the deal on War of Realms? Is now the time when we're supposed to start picking that stuff up? Does anybody know?
The story ended, but I don't know how it ended. The final issue was issue 6, I think.
Yeah. This is the end of Aaron's run, right?
He's still going to do. He's going to do King Thor. I think King Thor is going to be the last thing that he does for Thor.
Yeah. So expect an omnibus in the next few years.
Yeah,
right.
Hopefully. Well, especially now that apparently his run is being used for that Thor Love and Thunder movie.
That's amazing.
Yeah, good on him. Dynamite has Altered Carbon, Download Blues hardcover. That's a signed edition. James Bond Origin hardcover. Mars Attacks and Pathfinder Goblins. Boom Studios has Lumberjanes, that's a great book. I like that book a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nowhere near volume 12, but I have like the first 2 or 3 to the max hardcovers.
They're fun.
They're still milking that Sons of Anarchy license. And then down here is kind of all the ancillary kind of stuff here. We do have Letter 44 Deluxe Volume 3 that we all reviewed and we all liked, except one of us who just hates fun.
Wow, Volume 3.
Scott Pilgrim's getting recolored editions, apparently.
Again?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
like bigger trade paperbacks.
Oh. Man, Brian Lee O'Malley is milking that thing.
Yep. Woof woof.
All right, and that's it for
Wait, what was the skull face? That's not the
Skullface?
Skullface.
skull. Yeah,
Go up.
go
What,
back.
Zozo Zombie?
No, above it. There's something above. Okay, what's the? Oh, all right. What's the new skull? Something from Jeff Lemire.
Oh, that's a new series that's coming out. It was announced on.
Yeah. That's for the Black Hammer universe, Jess.
Yeah. I just okay. No, this is obviously not it.
That is called Skullface Bookseller. It's a comedy manga about a skull person that sells books at a bookstore.
Huh.
All right.
It's a funny manga.
I'm done with that. All right, and that's it for this week's releases. Let us know what you're thinking of picking up this week. Some good things, not a lot, but there's some fun stuff coming out this week. In fact,
Good job.
I want to see what happens. I wonder if the same thing happened with Conan Volume 1 is happening with Conan Volume 2.
What? That it's shipping sold out?
Right.
I hope so because the group
Skull
gets
Diggers. Okay, that's right.
happens.
Pretty likely.
I also want to get. Did Murder Falcon come out yet?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, that came out like the
Did-
week before last. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get. I need to read that.
I think that's going to be one of our review books.
Pretty sure it is. Yeah. I think we ended up deciding on Green Lantern and Murder Falcon.
Cool.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, by
Not this Green Lantern.
Yeah, that one.
yeah.
God
North.
damn it.
You knew this, Jess. We've been talking. Riley's been talking about this for like 3 months now.
Yep.
All I heard was Murder Falcon.
And I think Riley wanted to add another book. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see
think
what
he wanted to add like 3 of them.
Okay, we have
He's
So
ambitious.
Conan, as of right now, is still orderable. So it hasn't shipped sold out.
Woohoo!
So we'll see what happens.
Nice.
That Conan book from Jason Aaron is really good. The one that's being published right now at Marvel. It's really good stuff.
I still haven't picked it up.
Is that Savage Sword?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. It's something different.
I forgot what the name on.
I think it's just regular Conan.
Yeah, I think it's called Conan.
Mm.
Conan, whatever. Conan the Barbarian. That's what it's called.
Hmm.
It's
How
good.
violent? Is it super violent or like PG-13 violent?
PG-13 violent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like Colossal Conan stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's a little bit less than that,
Gotcha.
but it's cool. I mean, the first arc kind of feels a little bit like he just took the first arc of Thor, his Thor run, and he's like, okay, well, I'm kind of gonna do a little bit of the same thing here. So, but it's pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it.
All right. Well, hey, I'm out of here. I gotta go pick up a friend from the airport. That's gonna suck. So I'm out. Follow me on Instagram, Gabe Infinity Watch. Follow Omnibros on Instagram as well. That blew up over the week.
Oh, good.
I posted those early photos of like sideshow stuff. I kind of got in trouble for it. Not
Did
really.
you
Some security guard tried to give me a hassle about it, and I was like,
Oh.
whatever. But yeah, I should have probably watermarked those photos because they got passed around like a blonde at a kegger all over the internet. So cool. Anyways, I'm out, guys. I'm fucking off. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Good to see you, Gabe.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Justin Page, with the $1.99 super chat.
Ooh.
Oh, right on, man. Thanks, Justin.
And then there were 3.
This is the Sunday crew.
That's right.
man. How's the Green Lantern? Because I want to read it, but I'm waiting
it's
for
really cool. I mean, let me show you some art. It's sparkling. The art is crazy.
On the scale of huffing paint and starting off with Elmer's glue all the way to like the good glue, how Grant Morrison is it?
It's first of all, it's understandable Grant Morrison.
Okay.
So I'll give you that.
Okay.
It is understandable. It does take some concepts and bends the reality a little bit. But I'm only not yet halfway through, and it looks like he's confronting God. But I haven't read it yet, so I can't really tell you. Freshly Brewed Comics, I just reviewed Bad Weekend, and it was freaking awesome. But let me show you some of the art. The art is unreal.
Cool. So what you're saying, like Sherwin-Williams. Got it.
Sherwin-Williams.
Right. That's middle of the line paint.
I mean, it's really, there's sentient virus Green Lanterns, and there's all kinds of
cool.
They're trying to build a super weapon, and they're bad guys are, and so I haven't figured out exactly what they're doing yet, but they're stealing certain components from places, and the Green Lanterns are trying to stop them. They've rebanded. They've gotten together again on OA, and it's the artwork is just stellar. But I'm going to have to go back. I made the mistake of stopping halfway in
you never do that with a Morrison book.
Yeah, I did it. So I'm going to have to probably start over. I stopped because I had to start up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because Tyler and I are reviewing it tomorrow. So I'll start over, but it's fine. I really enjoy it.
Cool, man. I'm happy to hear that. That's 6 issues, right? The first 6 or 10?
1 through 6.
1 through 6. All right, awesome. I gotta really catch up with that. I'm gonna download those tonight and put them on my tablet. I'm gonna go on Comixology and order them.
Yeah, I think you're gonna dig it. It's understandable and not. It's not too. It's not nameless, Morrison.
Knowing me, I'm probably gonna put it on my tablet, and then once the collection comes in, I'm gonna reread it, and I'm probably gonna even enjoy it more. Because Morrison is that guy where you read it a second time, you get more out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Whoa, Omnidog full of shit. Hey, Matthew, take it easy.
Who said that?
Matthew said Omnidog full of shit. Grant Morrison, never understandable.
You just gotta. Morrison has a sliding scale. That's all.
Yeah, All-Star Superman was very understandable.
Yeah, Animal Man for that. Animal Man wasn't that bad either.
Yeah,
Klaus was very understandable.
Klaus, yeah.
And then you start diving into things like the Invisibles, where
Joe the Barbarian, that was understandable.
Yeah.
We three,
yeah.
Haven't read that yet, but sure.
We three's not that bad of an ending. You can survive it.
Yeah,
animal abuse is.
No, it's not abuse. You'll be okay.
I agree.
I'm telling you, you'll be okay.
It's a great story, and
it's a good ending. Well. Yeah, it's a good ending.
All right, I'll check it out. Like, I you know what? I can handle blood, guts, people who die. Animal abuse is just something that I don't handle well.
Yeah, but it's
like they did something with that this week in My Hero Academia, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't like that. Because I just it's one of my things. I just don't like animal abuse.
No, who does?
Yeah, and I animal abuse for me is kind of like the lazy man's way to get an emotion out of somebody. It's kind of a cheat, I think, in writing. Because, most people are going to feel sad if you end up hurting a dog or something like that in the story.
Yeah, I think We Three isn't a cheat though. I mean now Pride of Baghdad, that is really a gut wrench. I can't recommend that at all. Pride of Baghdad is really hard to read. But We Three, I've read that several times, and it it has a gut wrench in there, one gut wrench, but then it's got some hopeful stuff in there too at the end.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I think you could. I think you'd be able to do okay with it.
All right, I'll check it out.
I totally get what you're saying. By the way, I'm not dismissing it whatsoever.
No. I know you're not. No, dude,
Yeah.
I know you're not. It's just, you know what I mean. You know, that's one of the
Sure.
things. I'm like,
Yeah, no, Nameless was an exercise in frustration for me.
Did you root beer that one?
I did not. I didn't consider it a bad book. I just considered it a book I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm. Chris Burnham is the one that does the art on it?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful art.
Yeah, I wanted to understand it, but then I got to the end, and then there's like a whole bunch of extra material of books you're supposed to read to understand the comic book. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm not going to read a bunch of books so I can understand the comic book. Just give me the comic book so I can read it.
It's kind of like the Invisibles, where it has a separate book that you need to get.
Yeah, the annotated version. I'm okay with that. If there's like an annotated thing that gives you panel by panel stuff like that and stuff. But if I'm supposed to go out and read like 4 or 5 thick books, like what this comic book means, no, it's that. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing that. So, but that's me. You know, that's me. He's got his fans that like that stuff. So, good for them.
Yep.
So, have I talked about IST for the second time yet?
Well, you have not.
This is a perfect time for me to do it because InStockTrades.com is such a great place to get your collected editions for up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add an extra 2% to that. Every quarter, there's an Omnibroslive discount code.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making an order there and you make it over $50, you get free shipping in the United States. That's amazing. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Yeah. Is Morrison clean now? I think he is.
What was he on?
Well, I mean, back in the day, he's openly admitted that he's taking like shrooms and like a few other things to kind of get the experience of what it's like to be in that headspace of writing in that way. Morrison's been on a lot of stuff. I don't think he's ever had a quote unquote drug problem per se, but he has experimented with a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no. No.
I'm the last person to point fingers on that.
I've taken mushrooms. I actually enjoyed the first time I took mushrooms. Nobody else? Okay, I'm alone here. All right.
No, you're not alone. I'm just not admitting it.
Mushrooms on pasta is good, so I'll give you that.
Oh my god. You can go for mushrooms right now, Kristan?
We got another super chat.
Have a comment. Oh, somebody other than me should have a comment on the Witcher Library Edition. Who's into The Witcher? Who's into Witcher?
Me. Gio?
I have not read any of the books. I'm sorry.
I am into Witcher. I like Witcher. I've read some of the short stories. And I have not read the comic stuff, so unfortunately I can't tell you what those are. But I do recommend the short stories if you're into that kind of thing. Just know it's a bit different than the video game. There are some differences in there. A lot of the stuff, like in the video game, is based off of Polish fairy tales and like Polish folklore. It's very good. It's good stuff. So sorry I can't help you out with the comic though.
Is the knock on the video game that it's just super long?
It's huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's huge. Long is an understatement, Jess.
Yeah, that's why I keep trying to tell my daughter. She keeps
Like
hearing from people to play it, and I said, I think it's like 300 hours. I don't think we should play it.
Yeah.
to put things in perspective, even like the DLC map is the size of a regular game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's that intricate. I haven't finished it. I've only played a little bit, and it's daunting to say the least.
It's almost too big for me. It's intimidating. It took me, when did that game come out? 2016, 2015? It took me until summer of last year where I was like, okay, I'm sitting down with this and I'm gonna commit to this. And it took forever to finish the game. It took me 2 years to finish that game.
Oh my gosh.
It's big. It's
a
really
gorgeous game though, but it's fun.
It's one of the best open world games I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It took me 5 months to finish Witcher 3, but fantastic.
I just want to finish Horizon Zero Dawn so we can get on to play Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what we're going for next. And if she doesn't like that, we've got a Tomb Raider game we can play, so we're set.
Yeah. Spider-Man is the perfect example of just enough for me. It's a tight 20-hour story with like all the side content. It's not too big, and you can get through it relatively at a good pace. And the story flies by pretty well too. It's good. In fact, I wish more games were just like a good 10-hour story and just be done with it. It's becoming difficult, man. It's getting difficult to keep up with video games now because every video game wants to have like this 100-hour huge open world. Yeah, it's becoming a pain in the ass now. Like
I miss the old arcade games.
Like I'm telling you right now, when April rolls around, I'm gonna be probably missing a few shows because Cyberpunk comes out and you're not gonna see me when April comes out. When that comes out, that's gonna be bad.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's from the same guys that did Witcher, right?
Yeah.
Project Red or whatever they're called.
CD Projekt Red. Yeah.
CD
and
Projekt
I'm telling you, I am going to look like Howard Hughes by the end of the first month when that comes out. They're also fun tabletop games. I've wanted to play the Cyberpunk tabletop games. Like it's like a D&D style. They're pretty fun from what I've seen. I haven't gotten a chance to sit down with anybody and actually play it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's based off of a 90s tabletop game with like all this lore and all this really cool stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
The hell, where have I been? Hold on a second.
It's really cool. It's like a D&D campaign. There are a bunch of these books with different campaigns. You get to create your own characters. It's very extensive. It's I forgot the creator's name, but yeah.
Adapted from the 1988 tabletop game Cyberpunk 2020. What in the friggin' hell? I did not know this.
Yeah,
I am terrible.
It's really cool. Like so I have a lot of free time during the summer, and I got really curious about it, and I did a deep dive on like the lore of this thing, and I was sitting on my computer for like a good 2-3 hours just reading wiki pages of all the lore that goes on in this universe, everything that's backed up in it. It's very extensive and it's really cool. And the creator of it is a really cool dude. He has the creator of it has the most awesome voice I have ever heard. It is fantastic. He's a real chill dude. He does a bunch of cons and stuff like that.
Damn it! Now I'm gonna get hooked on this because I want to play the game, but like, yeah, I want to learn about this place.
Joe Chip says I should watch the trailer on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll post it on the chat. Don't worry about it. I'll hook you up.
Keanu Reeves is in the game.
Huh.
The one thing I'm very interested about in that game is that even if you fail a mission, you don't start over. You just keep going, and the story changes from there, depending on how you did the mission or not.
Yeah. There's what was it? There's no game over, right? Is that how it goes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The story keeps evolving.
I'll have the worst ending ever. Mine will just be like, "You suck, kid. Go away."
But it's got that cyberpunk and synth aesthetic that I'm just hooked. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I think Mindfunk. He says, I think a prequel tabletop game to Cyberpunk 27. It is. He's confirmed it. I forgot what the timeline is. Like the creator of it said with CD Projekt Red, okay, you can go. I think it's something like 2055 to 2077. That is fair game for you, as far as like storytelling and what you want to do with the Cyberpunk stuff. But the rest is mine. Like you can't touch that stuff.
Cool.
Well, guys, I got to hit it.
Yeah, I'm running out of juice, by the way. I got like 5% left on this laptop.
Yeah, I've got about 20% left, and I haven't had dinner yet, and I can smell it.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Okay, Gio, where can they find you, buddy?
A week in geekdom here on YouTube, where I talk about anime, comics, manga, and everything else in between. That is a week in geekdom.
Lou, how about you?
Comics Guide 101 on Facebook and Twitter. You can find me there.
And you can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and Omnidogs_Vault on Instagram. Today I posted a 2-part statue video on all my statues. It was 2 parts because I goofed up the video and left out about 15 minutes worth of statues. So I went back and reshot it and had it be part 2. So that was fun. So it's a 2-part video on my statues. So
yes.
If you want to see my statues,
that's the best type of content.
Go see them.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow I will be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Tyler Blunt on the Dog and Bone show. And on Wednesday, I will be reviewing, if I ever finish it, War of Kings with Fariha. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to the chat. Good chat tonight. Thank you to all our viewers. We had a lot of viewers tonight. Really appreciate it. And thank you to our super chatters. We appreciate that. And we will be back on Thursday. I think it's going to be Otaku Bros on this Thursday, isn't it?
Is it?
Probably. We'll see. Stay tuned.
I guess we'll have to see. But either way, we love you. We appreciate you. And peace and love. Peace and love.
Bye, everybody.